Salaam Foundation, Azhar Vadi. And the reason we're talking with him today is I came across some literature the other day where the Lenasia Residents Association, together with the Department of Agriculture, South Africa, is promoting farming at home. And this is to help households or individuals to become self sustaining. And why is it important? Well, simply because we do know that South Africa, sadly, many areas, townships, and towns, in fact, cities as well, people are going hungry, and we're having a situation around food insecurity. And whilst I was reading this article, Azhar Vadi's name popped out in the article as well. And we felt it was crucial that we talk to him about it because he's running something really interesting, unique, and successful. Azhar, salaam alaikum. Welcome to the program.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Julie. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you so much.
Nice talking with you. And how is Farm in the City doing, and why is it so important?
As you know, Julie, we started off last year, so it's about 1 year that we are currently running. And it's been a phenomenal journey of learning, of experience, of getting to enter into a whole new field. And it's been, eye-opening for me because the impact that these simple gardens have made in the lives of literally thousands of people in the short period of time is just amazing. It's the barakah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put into the ground and what you can take out of it, and the growing of your own food and production of vegetables. It's just, there's a different taste to the food, and it goes a very, very long way. So we compliment those in Lenasia and other areas who have taken on this idea as well, and who are encouraging gardens and homes to plant their own vegetables, their own fruit, and begin their own food production. Because as you rightfully said, South Africa has a poverty crisis that is unprecedented. The gap between the rich and the poor is the widest in the world. Close to 50% of our population lives under the poverty line, and that's it doesn't spell good for anybody or any nation to have those kinds of statistics. So this is a wonderful idea, and we'd like to also encourage others to begin doing it in their own homes and own yards.
So, Azhar, you started Farm in the City here in Robertsham, and I know whenever I walk or drive by, I see how beautifully it's flourishing. You've also been feeding the poor from there, and you've also encouraged the local community to come and support Farm in the City by buying the produce, and then that money obviously goes to uplift poor communities. What else are you doing as far as this is concerned to encourage people to grow their own food?
Yes, that's the concept behind it. It's called social entrepreneurship. So we help in the community through a business project. And on the one hand, there's a donor fund, a donation, aspect to it, where quite a large percentage of the crop goes out to these various communities and fills the stomachs of hungry children in areas such as Mountain View in Grasmere, or out in Tembisa, to areas such as Beckersdale in the West Rand. And then there's the support that comes from the local community, residents living in and around Robertsham, and from further afield, from Lenasia, from Azhar, from different areas have been placing orders. They are also looking for wholesome food. Because what we do is we are planting organic vegetables. There's no pesticides, there's no chemicals that are being used. So people are looking for a better product compared to what is commercially available. And although it comes at a premium price because it's organic, and the work and effort that goes into it, they support the project, knowing very well that their rands and cents go that much further in not just ending up in the capitalist cycle and paying for the $1 million CEO salary of some corporate conglomerate, but it goes back into the charity cycle to help and assist the upliftment of various other communities where we have also established similar gardens.
This is activism of a different form. It's social activism in the true sense of the word. I mean, a year ago, when I'd heard that you were going to start this Farm in the City, I kind of thought, yeah, how's that going to be? How's that going to truly serve serve communities. Knowing you, knowing that you come from a political and an activist background, I couldn't marry the two, seeing you running a farm. How much did you know about farming, farming, and what were the challenges that you met with?
Well, to be honest, we knew very little, nothing at all. So, to all those who have shared their knowledge and their experience with us, we're really, really grateful to them for that. Also, watching quite a bit of YouTube, reading, getting books on farming, and just trying to interact with those who've had experience has been a journey for us in itself. So, there's a lot to learn, and we haven't even yet touched the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg yet. But we are getting there. And the few things that we have grown have been successful. They are, you don't want to try and recreate the wheel when you start off a garden like this. The information is there. You plant in this season, you plant these types of crops. This is the fertilizer that you need. Don't try and mix it up and come up with your own idea of what, planting a summer veg, for example, in the middle of winter. It's not going to work. It's going to fail. You lose those resources. So, just go with the standardized methods of doing things. And alhamdulillah, like I said, the barakah that Allah puts, and then having a dedicated team is very important. People like Uncle Ali, Uncle Thomas next door, they are at it every single day. The challenge that comes with regards to farming, and I've watched that earlier interview that you did with the Agri SA, Christoph van der Reede. One of the challenges that new emerging farmers face is obviously resources, and then the dedication to the project itself. Farming is 365 days a year. Those the crops need water every single day. There's no weekends that are off. There's no holidays that are off. It's every day that you've got to be at it in order to produce that quality product. And that is the most important thing, is that human resource, people who have that kind of dedication. So anybody who's trying or going to have possibly venture into this kind of a field needs to be prepared for that. That's the biggest challenge after perhaps just the cash resources that one needs at hand.
Your next venture to tie in with farming the city, and I'm thinking of going into impoverished areas, maybe teaching them the skills to start growing their own food. Is that on the cards, or is it happening already?
Yes, that's happening already. We've got a twofold learning program. One in, as you mentioned, areas that are disadvantaged, like in Mountain View. We've already set up a garden there, and in a few other households, where we are trying to encourage the community to use new technologies, bringing that donor funding. Instead of using the old watering can or sprinkler system where water is wasted, or hose pipe, use drip irrigation so that you can save water, save that valuable resource. We know the pressures that South Africa are experiencing in terms of water and the delivery of water in service delivery. And just getting the water to people is becoming difficult. And then we also have a project for young learners, for preschool learners, where we've been going to various preschools, teaching them about the life cycle of plants, seeds, how to look after plants, the importance of planting their own food and in sharing that food. So we are hopefully, in the next 20 to 30 years, as these young children grow up and become adults, we will produce a new generation of people who are conscious about food. We've also ventured into cattle farming and livestock farming. And alhamdulillah, through that project, we are managing to produce on a monthly basis up to 10,000 meals every single month.
Wow.
And again, various areas around, like Rivoli, just around the corner from SNB Stadium, will be one of the recipients this week. Where almost 1,200 meals will be delivered there. So this is the way we've been working, and alhamdulillah, the impact has been tremendous.
Alhamdulillah, so nice talking with you, knowing that, like I said a year ago, I kind of thought, goodness me, what is Azhar venturing into? But what a success story. And alhamdulillah, may you grow from strength to strength. We are so proud of you and your team. And inshallah, we will talk with you again for you to share some more good news stories with us right here on Salaam Media.
Jazakallah khairan, Julie. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam. That was Azhar Vadi talking to us about farming the city, and it is possible. Anything and everything is possible. You just need to have a positive mindset. Alhamdulillah, trust in Allah, and a little bit of elbow grease, and anything can be achieved. 9:50 exactly, news and views on Salaam Media. When we come back, we'll be talking with Naeem Jinnah about this week in Palestinian history, or rather a conference that took place here in our very own country in Durban 20 years ago, and the outcome and what he's planning on Salaam Media tonight, the talk he's having tonight between 7 and 8. So do stay with us.